Is it recording? All right, cool. All right, we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Silly and the Serious. I'm your host, Mr. J. I'm joined by
Shammy.
with the high energy for
All the time.
all right. It's not annoying at all. Today's episode
He like it.
is going to be about some current events. But before that, what's going on, Sham? You doing okay? Is my mic on?
Your mic is on.
All right. How's it going? How you been?
I'm all right. Doing
How
a lot of
you doing?
doings.
Doing a lot of doings.
Yeah, like
It's
a lot of
kinky.
stuff. Nah, it's not that kinky. It's
No.
not that thrilling. Oh damn. That went sour real quick. It's like, won't ask you again. That's
Yeah,
what
that
you
won't.
just gave me.
Um,
How about you?
Same old, same old. Trying to not get shot.
Being a black man and
Being a
all.
black man in America. No, I'm chilling. That's all good.
Shit.
Nothing new to report.
Shit.
I ain't done nothing. So my teeth is all good now.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Feeling better.
feeling better. Feeling much better. That tooth pain is a pain I have not experienced before, and I don't want to experience again.
I would take the credit for punching him, and
I would have rather that.
It wasn't that.
I would have rather an exposed nerve, bro. Like, I'm good. Never again. But other than that, I'm straight. All right, so let's jump into today's episode. We are going to be talking about some current events. And the current events in America is usually centered around Donald Trump, my good old Agent Orange.
Donald Dump.
Donald Trump. We're going to be talking about some things, some Republican things, some Democrat things, some aristocrat things, some oligarch things, some things that just make sense, some things that
None of it actually makes sense.
kind of like it played in my face a little bit, but we'll get to it.
None of it actually makes
So we're
sense.
going to just jump right in. The big thing, the top of it's tariffs. We're in a trade war. We're in a really big trade war with China and pseudo the rest of the world too. Currently, there's a 90-day pause on the rest of the world for their tariffs. But China, we going back and forth. I think the last thing we're proposing now is a 245% tariff on this stuff. There's a lot of confusion with people around how tariffs work. So I'm going to break it down in a real simple form so that we can understand it and try and get on the same page with what tariffs are.
Right.
Tariffs are something that countries put on imports from other countries. It can stimulate economies if done correctly, make trade fair between places if done correctly. The people think right now that the country that's doing the exporting is the country that pays the tariff, which is totally incorrect.
It's incorrect.
It's the country that's the importer from the country that pays the tariff. So what that means is they pay a tax to the government
to be able
to have this stuff come into the ports, to the customs and things like that. Now, what they in turn do is usually charge more for the product that they give to the consumer. So basically, in the end, by the trickle down effect, we essentially are paying the tariff because we're paying more for the product now. It doesn't cost more to make it. It just costs more to get it. So we have to pay more to buy it. And that's how tariffs work. It's no other way. There's no other definition for it.
Right.
That's how a tariff works. A country exports something, an importer pays whatever the tariffs of their country has set, and then they pass on whatever that is to the consumer. So if we'll take Shein, for example, because Shein is like the big thing.
The big thing.
I got a whole bunch of Shein clothes over there right now.
Shein clothes are the best vacation clothes.
The best. And I got like, no lie, like 20 outfits over there for vacation. I got one for the day, one for the night.
And how much that cost you?
A total? Probably $200 maybe.
Won't be like that no more.
Won't be like that no more. We'll get to that in a second. So basically, Shein is based in China. They do have some places actually here in America, but for the most part, it's in China. You order something from Shein, they ship it, you get it, bang, bang, boom. Simple. It doesn't go to an importer because it's direct to you. But now, because of how things are, I believe on April 25th.
Yeah, you thought May.
I thought May, but April 25th announcement. But anywhere between April 25th and I believe May 2nd, you will not have to pay tariffs as the consumer on these products from Shein. So Shein has issues saying, hey, after this point, our prices are going up.
And they definitely sent out emails to people letting them know, which was like, listen, this ain't on us. We appreciate y'all as customers. They were actually extremely apologetic about it, which is,
But prices is going to go up. And we're going to have to pay that tariff. If not the tariff, they're proposing $100 fee that I believe within a few months after that's implemented, it goes up to a $200 fee.
Oh, wow.
So you might buy a Shein shirt for $10. And now, after the stuff you pay, let's say it gets up to $30, you're going to pay $200 to get that thing. I might as well not get it.
I typically only shop at Shein when I'm going on vacation.
Right. It's not longevity clothes.
It's not.
It's not longevity clothes. Some stuff is, but
for the most part, it's not. But I think that to impose this is a bad business practice, and that's coming from someone who, I am not business savvy at all. But the common sense is top tier, and that shit don't make sense.
Because the whole point of tariff with that, what they're saying is, the Trump administration is to stimulate people buying American products, which it can have that effect. But those American products cost more generally. So let's say, okay, so I don't want to pay $200 from Shein. I'm going to buy it locally. Okay, maybe you just start a local line, right? Sham wow, and you start designing these clothes. Great, you're a great clothes maker, but where do you get your material from?
China.
You get your material from China. So now you're paying that thing. So now you're going to pass on that to me. So I'm still paying an exorbitant amount of money.
And here's the other thing to me. When you want to stir the pot on something, are you providing a list of American goods to folks?
That's another
Have you
thing.
seen a list?
I've seen many lists, but nothing that helps.
I have seen Black business owners create lists. Right. But I'm just saying, just like if the government wants to impose this, then to me, the smart thing would be to first already have a listing in place.
Here's a list of comparable places. Maybe you pay a little bit more, but it's still within that reasonable range that you could buy from. More people might get on board.
But then can the people meet the accommodations of the demand?
Right. But then, like I goes by saying, where are you getting the material to make the clothes? If you're not getting it here, you're getting it from abroad, you're paying a tariff as a company. You're not going to eat that. Not if you want profit.
Right.
So you're going to pass that on to your consumer. So now the shirt that was $9 starts at $50. And this is not just for clothes. This is an easy comparison, but this is food.
Food.
All kinds of things. We get, we get a lot of our fruit, vegetables from outside the nation.
Listen, unfortunately, I'm someone who doesn't go full-fledged food shopping. I literally go to the supermarket after work, Monday through Thursday.
Right, you buy what you need, cook what you need, cook as you need.
Right. I spend no less than $40 on each meal.
Okay.
No less.
Check back
down. No. And when I want to eat a really, really good meal, it costs me $70.
Right. And is that including the meal for that day, or is that a leftover meal?
That day.
Right. So you're spending $70 a day
that day
on a meal. It used to be to add, we ain't gonna spend this money on outside food. We got food at home.
Right. But now,
the price is the same.
And that's why I brought it up. Outside food and in-house food matching up the same.
Right.
With no leftovers.
No leftovers. So what's the point? I might as well go get me some Manners or some Lighthouse or something. Sponsor us. Your food's good. there's no balance anymore.
Yeah.
It's food shopping is now like a decision. Like, okay, do I pay rent? Do buy food? Can I cut this in half?
I just read an article about how majority of people who live in shelters currently are working and making at least the minimum $50,000 a year. They cannot even pay. That's just in New York City. Because if they were living somewhere else making that, they would be able to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But just here in New York City, they don't even make enough to get the housing connect that's deemed affordable housing.
Which is crazy.
So they are living in shelters, but these are working people. Because there's this thing where people, for whatever reason, think that people who live in shelters don't work, which is
it's not true.
It's exaggerated and it's so annoying to me. But I just read that article in the New York Times.
I'm not surprised.
So, but doing stuff like this, it's only going to make it worse.
It's only going to make it worse, make it harder. And that the whole thing from what you're talking about as well is like, why do prices vary state to state on certain things? To me, it's just
taxes.
Right. And it's crazy. Like, when I go down to Florida, I stock up on Haagen-Dazs ice cream. When the last time I went there, we went to get ice cream. I'm like, man,
how much was one pint?
My man, that shit was like $3.
Yeah, it's like $6 here, right?
It's like $8.
Well, is it $8 at the supermarket?
Yes, ma'am. We can go do live right now over this. I had to wait for the supermarket to have it on sale.
But now that you say that, I also read an article. Clearly, I was
reading. You out there reading and stuff.
I was.
They gonna stop that soon.
Yeah. A woman, black. I got all of these odds against me. How supermarkets in the hood price gouge.
I'm not surprised at all.
And I was just like, I knew it, but like when you see it in black and white, it's just like, oh,
it's kind of crazy.
It's like it's because like how you making the poorer. I mean, I guess that's always the plan. I guess
it's always a plan, but you gotta eat.
Right. It just was like price gouging.
Well, if only we had somebody who was going to regulate that, but we didn't want that. So that's basically how tariff works. So, Trump implemented tariffs on basically the world, but each at a different level. They use some weird equation that every mathematician like this don't even make sense how you got to these numbers, but that's how they came with their tariffs, and they did it on such a chat GTP scale. They put a tariff on an island that has nothing but penguins.
I shake my head because a 5-year-old in China would run circles. A 5-year-old.
I mean, listen. Listen, I can't even say that. I'm like,
a 5-year-old.
They would do a man. They'd be like,
yes. A 5-year-old from China would run circles. And these people are charging it to the game with penguins?
Penguins, bro.
Right.
Penguins. So let's just talk about what these tariffs have done. All right. Economists have estimated that these tariffs are going to add about $4,600 per household per year. It's going to add that to your
expenses,
bill, to your expenses. Okay. All right. Trump are making claims, or has made a claim that they're making $2 billion a day on these tariffs.
Where that though?
Clearly, that was false.
Yeah, where that?
It's more to the effect of $192 million that's been made totally.
And I knew it was bullshit because these are the same people who pulled contracts that were under even the administration before Biden, that the contracts no longer existed. So they don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Right. And the big thing about these tariffs is the instability of the stock market because people are nervous because, you're going to pay a lot of these things.
So.
So to date, well, as the time I did this research was a couple of days ago, it could have changed, honestly.
Right. Well.
Right. This is very fluid because it has wiped $2.5 million. Oh, sorry, trillion.
My bad, right?
My mistake. Million, I can deal with. 2.5 trillion off, just money gone, just lost.
Oh, where that though?
No, it's people pulled their money. They took it out. So that's 2.5 million trillion. I don't say million because trillion is just such a ridiculous amount.
It is a ridiculous amount.
Just wiped off. Okay. Like I said before, the exporter does not pay the tariff. I don't know why people don't understand that or don't want to understand that.
Because to them, it doesn't make sense for the opposite to pay. That's why.
Right.
That's why they can't fathom it.
But it's like, you think of it in terms of this, okay? There's something you have that I want. You could provide that for me. So I'm going to buy that from you. Why would I make you pay more so I can buy it from you?
Oh, I'm with you. Like I think that people just
right, like,
or they do get it and they just follow the cult, and so they don't care to get it.
It is a cult, and it's terrifying that people are okay with that. So along with this tariff thing, we're going to talk more about tariffs because, like I said, he paused it for the rest of the world, but not China. And we're going to go in a little bit about that because
it's so it's childish. It's so like hopscotch.
I'm going to take my ball and go home shit for no reason. Well, let's jump into that. We can let's jump into that. Okay. So for whatever reason, we're beefing with China on that front. Okay, on the tariff things, they feel like they're overcharging or whatever and whatnot. I really don't understand why it is. Maybe there's some legitimacy to it, but I don't know that part.
In terms of what?
Wanting to renegotiate trade agreements. So that I understand, but the tariffs I don't understand.
I think that this all stems from somewhat from the election. I know, or so what it seems to me. If it would have been Harris, Harris would have been able to easily negotiate with China.
I think so.
Yeah, because supposedly that's who had her backing, and so to speak.
Okay.
But because Trump is
King Dingling, apparently.
Schmingling. Because Trump is like, down with Russia and all of that, they had already had that beef simmering because his plan was never to negotiate in a way that he should have with China in the first place, because he just wasn't.
He wasn't with it.
He wasn't with it.
He wasn't messing with him. It's just the amount of I'm gonna put this. Like, I get it. Y'all not cool, but you're two of the biggest superpowers. And when you have one, and I'm talking about our nation, our president, acting like a child, it is like you're not doing anything. This is not helping.
But he's been acting like nation. That. That's why, what rings in my head the most? When Harris said, he gonna eat you for breakfast. He gonna run circles around you.
And look at what they're doing. So there's this narcissistic ideology that China needs us.
Where?
And to prove that they don't, not only are they pulling out of a lot of things, we were the number one supplier of soybeans to China. They canceled that. Oh, we need them. They can't get it anywhere else. They're now getting their soybeans from Brazil.
Hey, Brazil.
We were a massive beef and meat exporter to China. I think they got about 15% of their meat, which is a lot. They canceled that. They're now getting that through Australia. These things,
which is probably better anyway.
These things hurt those red states you love. But while it is a red state, it's hurting the farmers, the agriculture.
Yeah.
Those people you fought for, and a lot of them voted for you, but you're killing their livelihood. And by that, our livelihood. Over what? What are you looking to gain from this?
All for the 1%.
And it makes no sense. I don't see the upside of anything that they're doing for this. It doesn't make sense to me. And maybe I'm not smart enough.
It's not that you're not smart enough. I think it's purposeful confusion. I think that it is set up that way to cause distraction for something that's happened behind the wall that we can't see because there's so many other things happening. Because I have never in my life, he's even like, before he was in the news a lot.
Who?
Trump. Like when he was president before. But it's just like there is a news briefing about him literally every hour on the hour.
Well, that's because his first term.
Jesus.
His first term, right? Yes, first term.
First term.
The people that he chose around him were the buffer and the pushback on him, which is why so many of them were shocked that they were like, "Whoa, this guy's insane."
Yeah.
And why they refused to work with him again.
Right.
But this time he surrounded himself with sycophants and yes men. No one's going to say, "Hey, bro, that's not a good idea. Hey, you can't put all these tariffs. Like, what are you doing?" Now it's, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea." Like, look at. I'm trying to stay PC. Look at the glazing meetings that they have with the cabinet. Before someone says, "I just want to thank you, Donald Trump, for everything. Oh, I just want to thank you for your guidance."
He's trying to be PC. It's too much lobbing on a nobbing.
I want to get paid for these eventually.
Sorry, it's too much, and it's so insulting to people's intelligence. It's nauseating.
Right. If before every meeting I have to sit there and praise you for all the greatness you've done, stop. That's not what we're here for. You're servants of the government. You're supposed to help serve the people. That's your role. How can we lead this nation into the future and be better than what it was yesterday? That is the goal.
We are the people and the people serve us.
It makes no sense.
I guess that's the slogan.
It makes no sense. Like the people you have in position, I know we spoke this in past episodes, are unqualified for their jobs. They're there because they won't oppose you. You're using the DOJ as a weapon. You're using.
Can we create another version of DEI? What are his hires called? Let's work on that.
What's his hires called?
Yeah.
Destruction. The dismantle of the American Constitution.
DAC?
Yeah. That's what they are. They're DAC hires. Dismantle American Constitution hires. Because you're removing. You don't want DEI. I'll go with you. You don't want DEI. But does that mean you remove what people have done, people of color have done for this nation? You remove Jackie Robinson. You removed Harriet Tubman. You're trying to get rid of
I think they put her back.
Yeah, because you got caught.
Yeah, I think they put her back.
You remove the Tuskegee Airmen, the women who fought for this country. Like, it's not that they did it because they were better. They're part of the history of this country. These people died beside you.
But it's so interesting how particular people reuse the same formula, because this is not a new formula.
It's not.
Right? It's not new. I think at this point, as a people, we need to figure out how to really officially combat that formula, because come on now.
It's easily combative. It's just don't be complacent with it. And the problem is we are complacent with this new Nazi regime. Yes, I'm saying it. Because this is the same playbook.
That's why I'm like, is it the formula not new?
And I thought this country was the number one country who was against that. Isn't that why we went over there? We didn't want them to do that. How dare you? Da, 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 da.
Oh no, we didn't want them to get away with trying to do it to us.
Right, but we're doing it to us.
But that's because I'm the bully, and do as I say, not as I do.
It's
just saying.
It's mind-boggling what it is. All right, we're going off tangents. It's all part of the same thing. All right, so with these tariffs, this is my speculation. I'll take this on. If we get sued, they can have my water because that's all I got. I think a lot of this tariff stuff was a part of an insider trading plot. You tank the market, everything's cheap to buy, right? You get your billionaire people to buy all this stuff up, and when it goes back up, they make a killing, right?
Okay.
Because a couple of days after he put this tariff day, it was tariff day. That was the official tariff day because it's a fucking holiday. You tweet out, "Now's a good time to buy." Very cryptic message because what are you talking about? And then a couple of hours later, you announce a 90-day pause on the tariffs. So then the market, Wall Street,
and then it
goes up. You make a killing. The average person is not going to have money to put into that because the stocks are still high, but they're not too high for a millionaire.
But that's, that kind of was my question to you earlier. What happens when America alienates itself where nobody wants to basically trade?
We implode.
Will our dollars mean anything?
No.
That's why I'm like, what are you doing?
Our dollar was on a steady downward trend for a while.
It still held weight. Okay, because I was about to say.
It still held weight. But with these moves,
I checked the dollar was worth a quarter technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going down. Because now even our allies are going to isolate themselves from us.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do?
Right, because some people still have character and don't want to be attached to certain things. Like, hey, y'all wilding over there.
Now, are some people going to Trump and negotiating? Some people, I think Italy win. I think Japan either win or is going. But that doesn't mean it saves us.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a way to negotiate things. There's a way to do it in a respectful way. There's a way to do it to where both parties feel like, okay, we've come out together. You're trying to do it like you're going to kiss our butts and we're going to dictate these terms. Some countries will go with that. Other countries will be like, we know how to get around you. And this is why the world views America as narcissists. It's like you think you're the center of the world. You can get a lot of things outside of the United States.
Yes.
It is a relationship that you built over time that they don't. But if I have to, I'm going to find this other route. Just to show you I don't need you.
Right. And rightfully so.
I mean, we would do that in a regular relationship with people. This is not going to benefit us. It's not us. I'm talking about the 99%. It's not going to benefit us. We're going to hurt from this. We're going to pay this. The middle class is all but destroyed.
What middle class? Oh, okay.
It's all but destroyed.
I'm like, what middle class? All right. Ain't one.
You're either rich or you're working the farms. Because that's what they want. So I think there was some insurrection going on with that. I can't say for sure, but to me, that seemed weird.
It seemed
sketchy. Why would you tweet that out right before you make that announcement?
So unprofessional as a president, by the way. But we know this already.
Right. We'll probably hit on tariffs more as we go along. I do want to hit on the other topics before we spend a whole episode
on just tariffs.
All right. So my question, and we talked about it a little before the show, because we pregame information. That's how we get drunk on information.
He a liar. I want some tequila.
And I can't afford it. It's too much. It's imported. Tariffs. What are the Democrats and other parties doing? And I say other parties because, there are lower parties, but they attach themselves to either Democrat.
You said Whitney Houston?
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. Nothing. It's nothing.
And it's terrifying because like you have this, they have this approach of we're just going to watch you do it.
Nah, man.
But it's like, bro, don't do that.
No.
Like,
no, because we're all watching.
Yeah. And but you.
Yeah, right. We're all watching.
To do something.
We're all watching.
So by my accounts, this is what I've seen done so far. I could miss some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not informed. I'm kind of slow.
Cory
Booker. Yeah, Cory Booker ran his mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
For 25 plus hours to set a record.
He said the baby ran his mouth.
Because what did it do? If I missed it, put it in the comments what it achieved, what it changed, and inform me. I really want to be educated.
It broke a record.
You can talk. So you talked for 25 plus hours. Okay, great. That's one thing that was shown on C-SPAN and TikTok. Okay, then you got Bernie, who's out here going to these red states and all these places, holding rallies, trying to get people together and educate people. Great. What has that done? What are the results of that? Well, yeah, I'll give you a chance. Then you got AOC and
Jasmine Crockett.
My goat, Jasmine Crockett. They are going to more social media presence, TikTok, Instagram. Let's break this down. Let's talk. Let's be real. They be cursing and stuff and all that so they can relate.
Well, Jasmine Crockett got a potty mouth regardless.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like.
And AOC, she from the Bronx, so I don't know.
Bronx. So those are the moves that I saw made. If I missed any, let me know. Right. So as you said before, you just say AOC and Jasmine are the ones who stepped up and asked to be the leaders.
They did.
And my response was, that was their problem. They asked. Asked. That's one of the black words.
Oh, that's it.
They asked.
Oh, yeah, it is. I say it like asked.
Yeah. And I think therein lies the problem. Stop asking these old dinosaurs in your party for permission to do stuff.
Right.
Because they're not asking you.
They're not. But the process of being able to be in the forefront, there's a process.
No, there ain't. Because how is Donald Trump president? Twice. Because the first time he said, I'm just going to do it.
Oh, man.
He bullied his way in there.
He did.
So bully your way. AOC, you from the Bronx, my love. I know you about that life. When are we going to start having a backbone?
Because there's not enough of Jasmine Crockett's and AOC in the camp to step up, right? And to me, the messed up part about it is they shouldn't have to be as loud as they are, because you have different, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You have different sections or different placements in terms of getting your point across. The advocacy should not have to happen from AOC and Jasmine Crockett, because eventually people don't see you in your spot and they just simply see you as an advocate. Mm-hmm. And then you in turn get voted out of your slot.
Yep.
So now these young ladies do have to be careful about over advocating, because it can pull them away from what's in the forefront of it all.
I agree.
Right? I think that stronger voices need to step up so that way AOC and Jasmine Crockett can do the work of putting it in place,
putting the bills forward and all that.
Right.
But
because of the political turn and how everything is kind of set up, maybe them being who they are and the way they're doing it won't hurt them because it seems to be no rules at this point.
Oh, they writing rules right now.
Right. As they go along.
Here's my thing. It's time to, one, get away from a two-party system. I don't know why we decided that's going to be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just as there are Republicans and MAGA. Right. It's time for us to separate from the Democrats and be like, this is what needs to be done.
I think it is happening. I think it's just not being spoken about in that way.
That is the Democratic problem.
I think it's just not because people have pulled away. It just hasn't been, because what you're saying is that the same way MAGA has the MAGA and the Republicans, I think we need to not label it as the Democrats and whatever else, the pull away, because that still would be a label.
It's still a label, but people need labels. People need labels. This people need labels, and they need to see it visually. That is why MAGA is so successful. I'm in your face with it.
Right.
I'm on, hey, do this. Oh, he doesn't. He just says what he wants. I'm going to show you I'm here. I'm not going to make these moves behind the scenes. I'm going to do it in the public. And by doing it in public, I can control the narrative and say what I want.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, his honesty is attractive to folks.
But it's not honesty. His bluntness.
Okay, no. Correction. You're right. The bluntness is attractive to folks. Like he's not going to lie to me.
You know what I would do? I'm so serious. And I have seriously been considering, maybe I need to take some political moves. I'm very, very serious about this.
Listen,
because at this point, I'm tired of waiting.
I think that
Well, let me tell you what I would do first.
What?
How do I combat that loudness? Right? You wanna have a rally? No problem. I'm going to your rally. I'm gonna have a rally across the street from your rally, and when my rally's gonna be silent. And every time you say something, we're gonna get loud and fact check it right there. The man's gonna be actually. We doing it right here. We gonna be loud. We gonna be in your face. I'm not gonna go on and he said this. No.
I think especially people of the Democrat Party and possibly those who were Democrat and are now more independent, gotta get out of the emotion of it.
Gotta get out of the emotion of it.
Gotta get out of the emotion of it and just stick to the facts. Because what the MAGA people know how to do is say some shit to get you mad, baby.
Right.
Woo!
They get under your skin and they be like, oh, you're mad now?
They especially
they're the most sensitive ones.
They are.
Because what gets them is, like you said, facts.
They are. But when you're hitting somebody with facts, gotta hit them with the Trina shoulder.
But hit him with the Prince. But the problem is, facts have become subjective. And it's like, that makes no sense. A fact is a fact.
I mean, let me say this. When Twitter stopped, Twitter used to fact check, correct? Or no?
Everything used to fact check.
So once something like that gets away from that, why stay on it?
Porn.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Twitter has unregulated porn. Not unregulated,
but yeah, high grade.
I can't go on Instagram and see what I see on Twitter.
But I say that to say it almost, it's normal now to just
It's the norm. It's the norm to say something stupid and let the people argue in the comments.
But then this is the thing. If you're battling with a place like China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want your people to be dumb?
Because that is the plan. I don't need free thinking people, because if free thinking people are around, they're going to see the stuff I'm saying about China and other countries. Is crap.
But eventually, be China evil or holier than thou, right?
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence at the end of the day.
Oh, it's key.
Will definitely consume those who are not.
You would think that.
Oh, I guess you're right.
You would think that.
I'm just thinking at a stance where if everything is about money, you get what I mean? If everything,
I get what you mean. But the problem with this president is that it may have started about the money. He's a narcissist. So now it's about my ego. I'm going to show you I'm the cock of the walk. I'm going to show you that I'm the big boss. And by doing that, I'm willing to burn it all down.
Okay.
To prove that I can.
Even if we're all not here. Got it.
Right. I win. I told you I'd do it. Because the last thing you want is an emotional person with their finger on a nuclear button.
Yeah.
Because any rational, like, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do that. It never makes no sense. And they're like, sense? I sent it. So.
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of leads us into, does it all have to be tore down?
I think so.
To work. Does the system have to be torn down? It does need to be torn down.
It does. Yeah.
It does need to be torn down. It needs to be.
It should have been torn down.
It should have been torn down
when MLK happened.
I will say in the 1960s.
It should have been torn down. Smithereens.
If it was truly a nation of progression and we're going to be equal and fair, it should be, okay, listen. These are the things that are wrong. We need to correct this and make this fair for everybody. Because we are all Americans. At this point, we have blended. We're a melting pot. This assassination should be a wake-up call. We are better than this.
Right.
Just how it changed somewhat when Emmett Till died.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was put on the newspaper. You were forced to face it and look at it. This is what you're doing to a human being.
Right.
We are better than this. We should be better than this.
I mean, why go back to that? It's just like,
because people,
it's such psycho behavior,
will rather see it all burn down and lose their rights to make sure the people they unnecessarily hate don't get those rights.
Let me tell you something. I don't hate nobody that much to where I'm willing to sacrifice everything that I got and I work for, all to prove a point that I feel like I should have it and they simply shouldn't. But since the system doesn't allow them not to have it, we're just gonna
we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot.
It's
because it's equal standing now, and I don't like it. But the problem is, when you put us on equal standing, we kind of look like we're above you. Because let's face it, the most educated people in this country is what? Black women. Bar none. It's not close.
Black women, yeah.
Which serves to say, eventually, they will be the ones in charge. Well, here's the problem with that. You're black.
They're black. and you're
a woman. Two things these sensitive white males don't like. And I'm talking about the bad ones. Because there are bad ones. And unfortunately, the bad ones have the power. So they will watch it all burn. I will burn my ship because I don't want anybody else to be the captain. Even if that person is better at being a captain than me.
Even if that captain is white like me.
White like me? Oh, yeah. Because
if I don't
I'm the captain.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Democrats. I think that they need to stick currently. That's what like we discussed before. I think they need to stick currently to state and local, so that way it possibly can ease up to something else. I also think that they need to be working on their next president like right now, and it needs to not be the people who are currently in power with the Democrats. They need some fresh blood.
Our next president should be of the people and truly for the people. And I'm talking about someone who can see both sides, because at the root of it, both sides have real, actual, valid points.
Of course.
And it needs to be somebody who can root through the crap and address those points.
And another thing, I'm gonna need those who sit in Congress and wherever else to stop making deals with people on the side, getting money from people that they shouldn't be. You already make money serving the people. Why are you taking deals, and why is that legal? And I'm talking about on any Republicans, all of y'all.
I don't think.
And if you don't understand the all of y'all, all of yous.
With the S at the end.
Yes.
I don't think anybody in public office at that level should be able to trade stocks, take any kind of big corporation donation.
I don't understand that.
Like, take anything from lobbyists.
It's a difference between someone backing you, like endorsing you, right?
No, you
don't even think endorsement should happen?
That's I'm giving you money.
Influence, right?
I gave you $10 billion.
Yeah, but that just does not make sense to me.
I think every endorsement should be made in public, on a public forum.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit down, because we have the technology now where you can.
And it should be on TV, public,
TikTok, social media, whatever.
Public information as well.
It is public information.
Is it?
It is. But people don't go look for it. You don't know where to go look for it.
Right.
Because I'm not going to read it.
I just.
But put it on TikTok.
Sitting
down tonight, 6 o'clock. Chuck Schumer is meeting with X, Y, and Z, and they're going to discuss why they want to endorse him. And then you could research this company and see what they're about.
As we said, it should have all burned down during
in the 60s.
In the 60s.
And I know people here burn down is one thing. We say destroy it all. No, but you need to revamp your system.
There needs to be a rebirth. And unfortunately, that rebirth.
I ain't never seen a birth that wasn't messy.
Yeah. But, sadly, I feel like the American people as a whole aren't mad enough. And I don't know if that is because social media has caused us to be a little bit desensitized to seeing like negative image. Like, we've seen so much, like, what, 2 shootings happened yesterday? 2?
I know one in Florida, a mass shooting.
Right, but there was another one.
I didn't hear about that. There's nobody here about it.
The one in Florida was with the sheriff, right?
Her son. It was her son, yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought there was another one.
I would check
in
the
a high school
recording on that.
No, I know. I thought it was on. Where is it?
I don't know where your phone is. That's your phone. Okay. The problem, and I hear where you're going with that, but here's something that Americans haven't faced, and I pray to God we never do.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had a modern war on our soil.
And we ain't ready.
And I'm talking about from like World War II.
Mm-hmm.
The last war here was what? Civil War?
Like on the soil?
On the soil.
Yeah.
Right? Civil War.
Yeah, I believe so.
There has never been a real war since then.
I'm trying to.
There's always been a way. If you can't find it, it's cool. I mean, it's fine. But so we are desensitized.
But you get what I mean,
plight.
Right?
And I hope we never have that. I'm not wishing it here. We don't.
Right.
I wish. No, I don't understand how war is legal in 2025 in this modern era. How is war legal?
Like as if none of us have the emotional intelligence to sit down and discuss
it. Come to common ground. I don't understand how we're entertaining taking over other countries. What is this?
In 2025. You're right.
Russia's trying to take over Ukraine. China wants to take over Taiwan. We trying to take over Greenland because they catching these strays. When you said make America great again, what era, bro? Because every time I look, it go further and further back.
Yeah.
Now we doing imperialism again? I have a flag. My flag's stronger than your flag, so this is mine now. What are we doing? How are we evolving as a race, human race, people? We are killing each other and we're smiling while doing it. We are destroying our race and by proxy the planet.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, the planet gonna survive.
It is. Ask the dinosaurs.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it.
You not.
I'm gonna shake y'all off.
Yeah, right.
We could be so far ahead if we work together.
The thirst for power is like the way Dracula needs blood.
Yeah. It's deep.
Like
it's deep. I have to have it.
Yeah, and it's that need for like control. I don't understand it because I have that need for control. I only have for myself. Like I want to be in control of self. I don't know what genetic imbalance that is.
So they discovered that a long time ago.
What is it?
Psychosis.
Oh wow, that's true.
It's crazy,
but it really is. I just want.
We need a Jon Snow.
Where are you?
Someone who should be king because they don't want to be king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to say we need a king. We don't need a king.
Right. But
someone who is going to do the job right.
A natural leader that just like, yo, I'm gonna fix this real quick, and then I'm gonna exit.
I'm gonna go do my watch. I'm gonna let that nigga run it.
I'm gonna fix this. I'm just gonna exit.
It's scary how easily we are looking at our demise and not blinking.
Right. And I feel like social media contributes
to
it.
I say it all the time now. Internet's the worst thing that happened. It connected too many idiots and gave people a shield to hide behind and say whatever you want.
Baby, because that tough talk, them tough fingers, sometimes you
get your like, 2-piece on 126th Street.
It damn sure do. Bop, bop. Damn sure do.
And that was her problem. She forgot she was in person. And I don't condone violence, but sometimes you gotta get punched in the mouth. No, not to say that no more. I ain't a killer.
But don't push me.
We're all over the place, but it's fine. All right. So another topic or question you had, and you're supposed to do your research and you didn't, but don't worry, I did all the work as usual. Is
claps.
You asked a very interesting question. He's like, if Trump wants all these factories back in America, back here, not a terrible idea.
It's not.
But if he wanted that in such an immediate fashion,
yeah,
wouldn't it have had to taken place
during the Obama era?
During basically the Obama era.
If we wanted factories to come back to the States, it would have had started during the Obama era.
So I found that to be a very interesting question. So I looked up what it takes to build a factory. So these are the steps. I'm going to slide up.
Yeah. Do what you do.
Okay. So this is to build factories in America. All right. These are the steps you take. There are a bunch, but these are the bare minimum. Okay. First, you need initial planning and feasibility studies. Basically, how much it's going to cost to build this place, and if I do, will it generate money for me?
Right.
Because there's no point in me building a factory if I can't make money out of it. Is this area going to be able to produce what I need? Okay, that's step one. Then permits and approval. You have to go to the state, to the area, and you have to submit or bid for permits and ask, hey, can I have this land
in this area? Yeah, making sure that the land is right, whether those things come into play.
Because most of the time you don't buy the land, you lease the land.
You lease, right.
So you have to get approvals from that, and then the people have a chance to vote it yes or no, or
they
things
really
like that.
Killing me.
Which is why we don't have a Walmart in New York City.
Right.
People was like, no. Okay. And also, will the area allow me to build this type of factory?
Right.
So I can't build a fishing factory, a factory that processes fish in Nebraska.
Right.
It's got to be coastal. It makes more sense to be coastal. It's more profitable. I can do it, but I got to get it shipped in and then ship it back out. It doesn't make any sense. It's not cost effective. Okay. Then you have, like I said, the land acquisition. All right. Once you get the land, you have to get permits to build on the land and things like that. All right. And then the final thing is grants. Because if I'm building this factory, I want to see how much money I can get from the government
to be able
to do this, so I can offset some of my costs. Because I want to pay for the whole thing.
But would the government have to ask the government? Since the government
goes to Congress.
But I'm just saying, like,
they vote on it. Yeah.
So I'm just pointing out that this is something that could have been
right. These are things that take place. Like, okay, hey, this guy wants to build this massive chip factory.
Right. And
we're going to give you incentives. We're going to give you this money. You build it here. We'll give you $2 billion to put towards your factory. Now that's $2 billion I don't need to spend.
Right.
That's going to incentivize me even more to build. Okay. So that's the bare bones. There's more.
Right.
But here's the part that I know you like. Time.
Oh.
How much time does it take to build a factory? To build a basic level, no thrills,
no thrills or chills,
child labor type factory takes at least 1 year. On the higher end, could be about 5 years, depending on the size and complexity of how you want.
And because he wants to make it American products, that would then be the 5 year.
The 5 year. Right, because you're going to want a big plant.
Yeah.
To be able to mass produce things.
Right.
So anywhere between 3 to 5 years, I would say. Elon Musk. That was Elon Musk? Either Elon Musk or what's his name? Bezos. It took them 2 years. I really think it's Elon Musk. It took them 2 years to build their new state-of-the-art.
It's probably Elon.
Factory. 2 years. That's before this presidency.
Right.
Okay. And that's because he had the money and the subsidies and all this stuff to really work in a rushed manner, a 24-hour type of.
Right.
We're constantly building. But by his metrics, if you want those big factories, they won't come into effect until your presidency is over.
Right. Like most things.
Unless you're not planning on leaving.
He not. He said the people won't ever have to vote again.
Word verbatim. Just vote this one time, you'll never have to do it again. I promise. But no. We okay with it. Anyway, so that's the bare bones. So yes, like you were saying, if I want to have a factory here, I needed to start really in Obama's era.
Yeah.
To be a nice, successful, up and running, and productive, and we're actually bringing in money.
Right now, it would have been bringing in.
It would have been Obama's era, which is messed up because Biden started doing those things. You had the Chips and Something Act. I forgot it was Chips and Something Act, where he incentivized factories to build chips here, or tech companies to build chips here. And I think Microsoft pulled out.
Oh no, really?
I believe so. I think I heard that. I could be wrong. Fact check me. I could be wrong. But I believe they pulled out of building their big ass facility. It's like you're taking away what we want to do. You want Apple to bring their factories over here. Okay. How long is that going to take? Where are they going to do it? Where are they going to get them? We don't have the materials to build the things here.
And this is
which China's also said we can't have no more.
What?
The precious metals and minerals.
Yeah.
They said we can't have no more.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
here's the other thing. I think I remember having a conversation with you when I said, when I went down south like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, as I'm scoping out the land, I'm like, in my opinion, this is my opinion, these motherfuckers have not figured out a way to establish money since people stopped picking cotton.
No.
All this land, all the capability of factory land, and y'all have not figured out what to do with all this land. When I say I pass by miles and miles of empty space.
Thousands of acres. Hundreds of thousands of acres.
Nobody knows what to do with that?
The thing is, they don't want to build here. It's cheaper to build elsewhere. And that's why I do understand some of the tariff things on a scale that makes sense. Because, all right, how can we get it here to where we can make it cheaply, but I don't say cheaply because I don't say it like an inferior product, but at a low cost to where it's comparable to being made abroad. Now, maybe it'll be a little bit more, but people...
But that might be why Microsoft pulled out.
No, they was like, you're batch crazy. Like, we need these parts. We need the precious metals.
So I get it.
I'm not going to pay 245% to build a chip here.
Listen.
I owe you now. You killed my entire profit margin. So I'm over here with them now.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, and I can say this because I'm from America.
You are. Well, we got your papers on you.
Yeah, I do. Maybe not. He thought we were better than what we were. Period. Cool. Not that great.
We're not that great, and I'm not saying unfortunately, I love a country that don't love me back, but we are not.
We ain't all that
in the middle of everything, and everything revolves around. We ain't the sun, baby.
No.
But we sure are burning a lot of people. Damn, that was good. That was good. Little fish one.
All right.
I made the gay sound. It's frustrating because it doesn't have to be this way. We are at a time where technology is at an all-time high. We can build state-of-the-art factories that run on zero emissions.
But instead, we're deciding to go backwards.
And it's not like, oh, I didn't know. No, I want to go that way, because that way I could feel more of a man. I could feel more superior. When it should be, no one is better than anybody. A janitor can be smarter than a CEO.
Listen. In a school building, you know who you don't disrespect?
The janitor.
The
janitors, nigga.
The principal, and everybody's nice. Do not disrespect the janitor.
Because you need everybody. That's a great analogy. You need, for a school to work, you need everybody working in symbiosis.
Right.
If the janitor is pissed off, now ain't no toilet paper, the garbage ain't getting that, the floors are dirty, you get bugs, you get diseases, kids don't come, your school closes. You don't have a good leader and a principal, nobody respects them, grades fall, school closes. You don't have good teachers, grades fall, principal gets mad at them. It's everybody's connected.
And that's a part of the problem. He feels like he's not connected to anything.
And it makes no sense. Like, if you're such a great businessman, if you know the art of the deal, You know, no deal gets done without other hands.
Yeah.
We need each other. No business runs off one person.
Something wrong with him.
He's a narcissist.
It's just something's wrong. It's unfortunate.
The man's health report came out. He's 6'6", he's 6'3", 224 pounds.
Some pounds is a lie.
Has the body of an athlete.
Them pounds is a lie. Okay.
That's like me saying I'm 6'9". I'm in the league. I have 0% body fat, and I have sex with every woman I want to.
Listen, I'm 6 feet.
And you can't say nothing else. 6 feet. I wear size 20 sneakers.
I'm 6 feet.
And I don't wear wigs. Which that's going to get expensive.
It is. I'm someone who when I see hair on sale, I buy it.
When
So
I saw
have
that
a lot.
story, I was like, oh.
I have a lot of hair, so I'm not worried about it.
It's like the wig's going to get expensive. I'm like, black women finna riot.
We not.
They're not. They're going to show me y'all get your hair done and do it yourselves.
Yeah.
Because y'all can.
We can. Yeah.
But it's just, we need each other. We need each other emotionally, and we need each other to succeed. But you wanted the businessman who's he's a financial guru. The same guy who
what business of
bankrupted a casino.
This is what I'm saying. What business of his has been extremely successful that says this is who we choose?
Nothing. He filed for Chapter 11. What? 47
massive amount of time.
He has what? He's a Guinness World Record holder or something. I don't know.
He gotta be.
I'm just saying.
He might be. I'm gonna look that up.
He might be. This is the same guy who would hire people to build stuff. They would build it. They'd be like, "This is what you want." They was like, "This is what I want." Are you happy? I'm happy. Okay, he can be paid. I'm suing you.
Right.
And then don't pay him. He's notorious for that. He's so I can't be wrong. He
is a thug. Literally, he's a thug.
He's a grifter.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not because he's a Republican.
No. It's because he is who he is, period.
First off, any New Yorker knows what this dude's about.
Yeah.
And then that's why we were so sure, he can't win. People are going to see. But what a grifter is great is they have the gift of gab.
But is it the gift of gab?
It is, because he knows how incoherent he can speak. He knows keywords will fire people up.
Mm.
And that's how he got, he's defending me. No, he's not. All right, for all you Trump people, I know you're not one of them. How much money have you made?
For all you, like we could put it in the categories. For all you black people, you seen a stimmy yet?
You seen a stimmy? Oh, we gonna get stimmies. You gonna get stimmies?
No, you're not.
Did you know you paid for that stimmy? You stupid.
This is why taxes are the way they are now.
Because you got stimmies.
For all you, I know, Lord, and please forgive me. I know them Cubans mad as hell.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Hey, who's that?
Deported. That yeah, that's ICE. Deported.
You voted on a single issue and ignored the fire that was going on in the background.
You voted for a single issue, and now you need nothing but tissue.
Right. Right. Well, Johnny Cochran just smiled at you. Like, there's people, I didn't know I would lose my job. Oh, you woman.
You thought that he was going to cherry pick.
No. You gone. DEI. You're not a white man. Get out. What are you doing?
He was going to cherry pick. It's so weird. Like, but I didn't think me.
Yeah, you, boo-boo, you. You, Rudy Poo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But like I said, time. And they moved too fast on this. And I know that the president isn't by himself, just in general.
Oh, no.
These are moves in terms of factories that if that's what we had wanted, they could have been making these moves before any president. You know what I mean?
The problem is there was no real incentives for them to do it. And that was set by other presidents. I mean, that's not on him or just on him.
So, So while trying to make America great again, you failed by not putting the proper precautions in place.
Right. And here's the thing about a factory. A factory is owned by somebody who's a capitalist, right? Capitalist only objective, how much money can I make?
Yeah.
Now, if I can make this product cheaper somewhere else and sell it
that's what I'm going to do
for more money,
that's what I'm
going to do. Unless you give me a reason,
an incentive, that
I can still make that money.
Yeah.
Here, you can't. I'm going there.
Yeah.
So no president has done that.
Deion Sanders just popped in my head. The song. It really did.
I mean, that's the basis on the factories. I don't know how long we've been going, so we're gonna go put a little speed on it. Honestly, I don't even know if we're still recording right now.
Oh God.
I don't know how much space we have. I have on my phone. The mics are on.
Okay, just checking.
You want to check?
Yeah.
Good. And I'll start this. So our next topic we're going to talk really briefly is Kilmar. I'm going to say this wrong. I apologize. Kilmar Abreu Garcia. You can't tell?
No, I can't.
You can't tell? Is the button red or white?
It's red.
Okay.
I was just trying to see if it was.
No, whatever. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we could be recording. I don't know. If not, this is a dope conversation. Kilmar Abreu Garcia, the young, probably older than me, but the guy who was deported illegally due to administrative error by this stupid blanket Trump crap.
It was
okay. So basically, he got deported. He wasn't supposed to get deported. Everybody's like, "Why we don't bring him back?" Trump is, "I can't bring it back. I don't have jurisdiction over there." Okay. Stupid argument. But you can say, okay, at least it's plausible. Maybe the El Salvador president is saying, no, I'm not giving it back. It's possible.
Right. But this clearly has him.
So the El Salvadorian president came to the White House to meet Trump. They're having a meeting because Trump pays for these people to be there. By the way.
Yeah.
It's not, would you take them?
Oh, well,
he's paying for them to be there.
I know. I know there was a negotiation to
I think it's like
people.
5 million or something, whatever. I don't know, 5 billion or something. So he came, I guess, to collect his money. I don't know. And they were talking, and they, of course, it's going to be everything. We're going to do a press conference.
Yes, because everything is like,
right.
I even hate how they do, like how they're in the presidential.
Right.
Anyway,
anyway,
it's annoying.
So the reporters said, okay, let's get his take on this thing. They asked him, is there a way to return
the person that shouldn't have been sent
here? And this man, he told everybody got the room, apparently, because he talked directly to me. Because he was talking to me, because I was so mad, he had to be talking to me. And only me. So I'm going to tell you what he told me. He looked at me in my eyes and said, how am I supposed to smuggle in a terrorist into America? I can't do that. This guy's a terrorist. I'm the one supposed to just bring him in the middle of the night. And I'm like, my eye twitched. Right? And I'm like,
because it was a subliminal.
Right. One, you label him a terrorist. Two, you're saying smuggle. Bro, you're the president. You can be like, hey, I'm going to walk in over here. All you guards, come with me. Come on.
Take him back.
Okay, we're going to walk you. Hey, you, American dignitary, here. We're going to send our guards to the plane. You get back on your plane. You go home. When you land, let me know. I'm going to call him an Uber and then send him home. You do prisoner exchanges for spies versus regular citizens.
But you know what that is? That was him taking a stance for Trump.
Oh, of course.
To make Trump look like, see, I can't get him now.
I can't do his shit. I can't handle him.
I can't get him now. there was a conversation behind closed doors to make it seem like he wasn't at fault.
So make sure you cover the label. They don't pay us. I'm serious. So no free advertisement here. So yesterday, the day before, a senator, I forget his name, of course he's a Democrat, he wants proof of life. Mm-hmm. So he goes,
as he should, because
my theory, I even wrote it down. Where's that? It was my suspicion he dead. Because what other reason? All right, so he went and he wanted proof of life, and he went and he met with the guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it.
I watched just a small clip of it.
I'm going to tell you why I didn't like it. One, clearly you can go get him.
But, right.
Two, they dressed him up in regular clothes.
I saw.
To make it seem like, oh, he's good.
And the reason why I paid attention was because I initially thought that this was an interview before he got sent over. So it made me do a double take, because I'm like, those regular clothes?
You have him at his nice outside restaurant. Y'all are talking. He's in regular clothes. He looks nice. But he's just chilling.
They're treating you well.
Right. When I'd be like, all right, come on, nigga, let's go. Run, come on. It's all bullshit.
It is.
So what you going down there did? You had announced to everybody, made
it worse.
You made it worse because now he's chilling. But he's being treated real good. Don't worry, these prisons are nice. Look, he's got nice clothes on. He's healthy, obviously. Probably putting makeup on, makes like he ain't getting his ass whooped.
You're right. Okay.
Well, they sitting down and okay, well, he's good. I'm going home now. Tell my wife I love her. Sit your little stupid ass down. You ain't did nothing.
He made it worse.
Think you Jesse Jackson, nigga?
Oh.
You gonna go get them girls back? Because he did that.
He did.
Clinton went over there, got them. What did you do? What was the point of that? So to further your political career? I went into something. You went into pictures.
Yeah.
Sit your stupid, goofy self down. Anyway, I don't play in my face.
I mean, but that's what they
don't play.
That's what they all good at this point.
Mama, I was like, I swear to God, if I was reporting that room, I'm going to jail.
That's what they good at.
I admit, are you serious, bro? I'm leaving. I'm about to smack this nigga. I'm leaving. We ain't getting monetized no more. That's over.
Yeah, they gonna keep me here now.
Right. No, I'm out of here. All right. So, last little topic. We're gonna talk about my best friend. Elon Musk. So, as we know, Elon's doing a great job. He's doing a great job.
According to
he's finding all these things in Doge.
These things.
And he's making America so rich.
Lies. Oh, he's making America rich while his stocks plummet.
Oh, I mean, of course. Why? He's just man of the people.
Oh. Okay.
So
makes so much sense.
In my research, I got to thinking, Doge is cutting all these pieces and then firing all these people, right? Why these specific places? Why were these the focus? Did they reach in the thing and pull out some names? Let's start here. It's
probably contract related, so he could get.
So here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the many places.
It's the hands
that was investigating him for criminal things.
Oh.
That have either been shut down or had the people who was investigating fired.
Oh, okay, please indulge.
So, and this is according to the LA Times. You can look it up. I got sources. As per the LA Times, the National Labor Board, they had their top people fired. They were investigating SpaceX for illegally firing 8 employees. Want to guess what they look like? The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, sued Tesla in 2023 for harassment of Black employees. The U.S. Department of Transportation, every one of these places has had their top people either resigned or fired. Open investigation into 2.6 million Teslas over reports of over more than a dozen crashing because of the actual smart summon mobile app. Basically, the self-driving.
Right.
Yeah. That investigation is going, by the way.
I know.
Those remember those general inspectors, all of them fired. The Federal Aviation Administration fined SpaceX $633,000 for alleged license violations during 2 of their launches of their rockets.
Makes sense. Okay.
You like my Trump terms? That's it.
Yeah.
That's my.
Oh, you missing the hands.
Yeah. He's like, all right. Securities and Exchange Commission. In 2022, before he fully bought Twitter, he failed to report in a timely manner that he acquired 5% of Twitter. And because of that, he deceived investors. The DOD, that's Department of Defense.
Yeah.
They had contracts with SpaceX, and those contracts were under review because of his relations and things with Russia. And then just recently, contract under review because of how he's doing things with China. And finally, and there were so many, I was like, I have to stop.
So these investigations were probably opened up because of his desire to be a part of the Democratic Party initially.
No, it's people reporting this stuff.
Because, he was
a Democrat, right. Yeah.
But then when they investigated him, shit started getting sticky.
Mm-hmm. And so, does look fantastic, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And so he exited, and he's mad at the Democrats for having to do their investigative
work. Stop having shitty business practices. And we're going to end with the National Labor Board. Fielded multiple cases against SpaceX about inappropriate, disparaging, and sexually charged comments on Twitter made by
yours truly?
Elon. Not yours truly. I do that shit. Elon Musk. There are also 14 open unfair labor practices cases against Tesla. Sounds like your boy trying to dodge a bullet. This is the unelected official we have charged with deciding where our money is being spent.
And before we exit, end this, because he is an unelected official, isn't his time up?
Sometime in May.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay.
And I saw that too. And I almost punched the dude in the face who was saying it because I was there too. I was there in that room because he was saying, and if he's not done by 180 days, he's gonna shut your. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us. That's
that emotion. You see, it gets us in trouble.
Cause bro, now you big. Now you demanding he be out after doing 180 days worth of damage.
Because it's
like demanding the tornado leave after it knocked my house over.
And it's all to save his own skin. It has nothing to do with anything else. But
that's it.
Yeah.
I got to get these investigations off of me.
It's so many things happening.
Right.
It's hard to kind of keep up.
But that's also the plan. To shock and awe and confuse. So you can't pick one. By the time you focus on one, I've done 12 others.
Right.
We're going to end it here for today.
Yes. We did have a lot more, but...
We did have a lot more, but this took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while. So, part 2 next time.
Yes.
This is going to be an ongoing discussion. We were supposed to throw some entertainment stuff in and end it.
I know. I mean,
it's so much. It's so much.
And we avoided talking about it for a very long time because we just felt like it just was
But to
Debbie
ignore
Downer.
it is to be complicit.
That.
So even though we're a small podcast right now, the word needs to get out.
Right.
And people need to understand what's going on. And we always encourage, do your own research.
Absolutely.
Don't just research your point of view. Look at both sides, do your research, then draw your conclusions. Be informed. Don't take my word for it. Don't take our word for it. Do your own research. Find out. And think. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. It's okay if your boy is wrong.
Right. It is.
I will, before we go out.
Go it.
I gotta give props to Azalea Banks.
I don't want to prop her for it, but I understand.
I have to, only because of the wording of it. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. She, 2 days ago, yesterday,
like 2 or 3 days ago,
put out on Twitter and Instagram, whatever, social media. When are we going to admit we messed up by electing Trump? And to me,
that's an acknowledgement.
I messed up. I'm glad you messed up and acknowledge it. My house still on fire. But at least you know you did it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share to your friends. Let's get the word out. We're on Spotify and YouTube. We'll do better at posting.
Yes, we will.
Right now it's kind of every other week. We're gonna try and get it to where it needs to be. I'm Mr. J.
Shammy.
Hopefully we can find some silly and all this serious. Catch y'all later.
Let's pray all of that.
Yeah, because it might not be on this minute. I don't even know if I stopped it, to be honest with you. All right. Something happened. No, it's still recording. Still recording.